Mr. Mefile, the National Conference as it is, yes, they're talking about different issues, but some of the things they've talked about are the challenges that are facing the country now. If you notice that there's some of the security situation, the issues of corruption, they've been brought up this week, they were discussed at the National Conference, and even as they're looking at how to refocus the nation, issues of fiscal federalism. Now, what's your take? How do you think they can move forward?
Thank you very much. Basically, the way I feel we can move forward, first and foremost, sincerity of purpose. We should be honest with ourselves. I mean the entire Nigerian race, particularly the leadership.
But when you say honest with ourselves, can some people stand honesty?
You see, you talk of corruption. Yes, everybody talks of corruption being the problem of this country. But corruption itself is a product of dishonesty, insincerity. That's my own view. Because Nigerian leaders, like the national conference they're talking about now, we have been agitating for it. Most Nigerians have been expecting that we should have it. Let us sit down and talk together and resolve some of these issues, like they have pointed out. But you have seen how each and every one of them has been making contributions today. Ethnic issues, tribal, religious, and all that. They are there mainly representing their own interests. Honestly speaking, I hardly have seen any of them contributing purely out of that patriotic zeal.
So even though it's good that the conference is happening, the delegates are not representing the people as they should?
They are not doing exactly what they are supposed to be doing there.
So
if we want to really solve what they call Nigerian problem, what is that Nigerian problem? Everybody should come out wholeheartedly with utmost sincerity of purpose to solve that problem. What is the problem? Some say ethnicity, corruption, fiscal federalism, like you said. But I know that fiscal federalism has been an issue basically championed by those who are Southerners. The Northerners do not understand what you are talking about when you are saying that because of that particular selfish interest of theirs. Now, when you are talking about religion, some time ago we heard the Sultan of Sokoto went to the presidency to complain about the religious equation in terms of representation in the conference. Is that the issue? Why should somebody of that status or caliber be putting religion when we even know that today religion is causing a big problem that we're having? Why would he go begin to complain about religion? Now, are we going to now say, let us disband the conference and let us reconstitute simply because he feels that Christians are more?
You're painting a picture as though there's nothing positive that could come out of this conference.
I am
very
cautiously optimistic. Very, very. Because I actually have been interested. Let us sit down together and iron out our differences. If we want to remain together, let us know why. Let us agree. I mean, we seem to be having a marriage that is not comfortable. And it appears there is no provision for any divorce. Any such marriage, there will continue to be crisis. If we want to remain in this marriage, let us all agree that we want to be in the marriage, and we know the terms and conditions. There is no reason being selfish about it. Let us come out with all sincerity of purpose and tell one another why we think we can cohabit in this country.
Do you think this discomfort in the union and lack of sincerity of purpose is why we can't seem to surmount the challenges the country is facing?
Yes, to some extent. We cannot but recognize that core to the central assignment of this national conference, one of the big issues they must address is the structure of the federation. In other words, we need true federalism. Whether we want to operate under the presidential system of government or parliamentary system of government, there must be some devolution of powers from the center to the states. A federal system of government where the state governors go cap in hand every month to the center to distribute a resource from only one region is fundamentally skewed. And as Mr. Mefele has pointed out, it appears our northern brothers are afraid of fiscal federalism in a true federal system. I have a message for them. They need not be afraid. Fiscal federalism and resource control is something that will engender the development of all the federating units in Nigeria, whether in the north or from the south. Indeed, the dependence on oil as a major revenue base of this country has seemed to dull our awareness that there are resources abound in many of the northern states. Solid minerals abound in a lot of the northern states that can be exploited to generate revenue to oil the wheels of development in the northern states. How about agriculture? Is it rice? Is it tomatoes? Is it granite? Most of these things we consume in the south are from the north. The northern part of this country is the most mechanized agriculturally in this country. So to that extent, they constitute our food basket. Can this not be harnessed to survive a state? Fiscal federalism and resource control will simply enable each of the federating units exploit their areas of comparative advantage in terms of revenue generation, and then also to determine their pace of development. And let me say something else, tangential to this. You see, the fact that the resources of the state governments, particularly in the north, are not from IGR, internally generated revenue. They are not from, economic activities, which the people can see. When the loot is shared in Abuja, very few of the people actually know how much came to their state. And the few elite politicians that are aware of what allocation is are simply those who decide how it is spent. Indeed, there are some local governments. Their chairmen, I dare say in the north, their chairmen only come to the local government headquarters when revenue allocation has come from Abuja. Once it is distributed, then everybody disappears till the next allocation. That does not foster development of those local governments. So ingenuity, resourcefulness is not being applied. And so you find that, for the greater part of our 100 years, northern leaders have been in control of this country. But you cannot compare the development of many of the northern states with the developments in the south. So, through fiscal federalism and resource control, it is something that will be ultimately in the interest of the north. And so my appeal is, in the same way that the minorities of the South-South, the Niger Delta, and the West are clamoring for true federalism, true fiscal federalism, and resource control, our northern brothers should buy into the concept, because it will engender even development for all.